Hi guys, I'm back. I'm Alexis. If you're just joining me for the first time, that's exciting. I'm gonna make a note right now to say subscribe or follow me on whatever platform that you're looking at. So today is the third video. And this video took a little extra time to formulate in my brain because I really wanted to do a video on bees, and it's winter time, so it's kind of it's a great time to learn in winter, so that should have been my first clue of what to talk about. So I get a question pretty often about bees, especially as we're in December. What do bees do during the winter? Well, that's simple. Have you ever seen the movie March of the Penguins? Stay with me here. So there's this scene in March of the Penguins where all the male penguins are in a big circle crowd and they're sharing heat and also keeping their eggs warm. But it works with like the head leader penguin, I think there's one, sits in the very middle. That in the bee world would be their queen. And then all around are the other penguins or bees. And they share the heat and protect the brood and maintain the hive temperature. They conserve energy by not flying around in winter, and they also heat themselves by beating their wings to create heat. I just said that. So we don't go into hives very often, beekeepers, during winter because of this. It's like when your mom complains when you're opening the fridge a lot, you're letting all the cold air out, or opening the back door in the middle of summer. Same thing. You don't want to open the door, the box, in the middle of winter. It makes more strain on the bees, and the more stress and the more energy the bees exert, the less likely they are to survive. Because also what they do is they start at the bottom of the hive, and then as they eat the food source, the hive cluster slowly moves upward. And as it moves upward, it's eating the food along the honeycomb along the way, the stores of food that we have left for the bees of their own stock of honey. Because on a beehive, you've got 2 deep supers, and then you have 2 medium supers pretty much at the end of the summer. Maybe not 2 medium supers, but at least 1. And that super on top is completely available for the beekeeper to take and process the honey, as long as the second deep, or at least in between the 2 bottom deeps, there is enough honey for them to survive during winter. We never take the bees' store. We only take the extra. So beekeeping, when it's not trying to save the bees, but actually just process honey, there is some thought process in that. We don't just take and take and take. That will, obviously they'd be extinct if we did that. But we can do something for them in winter to help, because they eat and they eat up. And so in the late winter, early spring, you'll find your cluster at the top of the hive because it's eaten all the way up. Now let's say that there's no more food where they're at, but there's some to the left or to the right. The bees do not move. So that was something I had to learn in one of my first experiences losing a hive, was even though there was still food in the hive, my bees starved because they don't move left or right. Super crazy. So the way we get around this as beekeepers is we feed them sometimes in winter, or we at least leave a food source available at the top of the hive. This food source has to have as little moisture as possible in it, because if a bee takes in fluid, it's going to have to desiccate. And bees don't do that in the hive, so they have to wait to a day that is 55 degrees outside. So in winter, that could be a long stretch you're holding it for, so they can't consume anything with liquid. So we literally take like 5 pounds of sugar and mix it with a tiny bit of water and maybe some Honeybee Healthy, because those are like a bunch of vitamins for them. And then we let this harden into what I call a bee cake. It's just sugar basically, and maybe some essential oils and stuff. Anyways, and we can take that and put it on the top of the hive or inside the hive, so they have a food source when they get to the top that they can eat off of. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything. I think I covered winter almost. Anyways, there are a lot of things that stress bees other than just cold air, including mice in winter. winter. They will actually form little nests in hives, and because it's warm and it's a shelter from all the weather. And it's kind of interesting because bees on the strong colony basically can mummify mice. Like, you can go in there and you'll find some crazy messes with mice, but I've never actually found a mummified one. But it's super interesting. Also, there's parasites, mites, disease. We can cover some of those in the other videos. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. And like I said, if you would just follow me and maybe share this video with your friends and family if you found it interesting or know someone would find it interesting, I would really appreciate it, because I'm trying to figure out how to do this whole video influencer blah 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 blah. I'm just ranting really on videos and posting them. Anyways, one day we'll all figure this out together. Have a safe New Year's, and I will see you probably next week.